Holy cow, man. Things were quite crazy within the last 24 hours. And in Cutting Edge Video, I even have so many insane news updates to carry all of you guys that without a doubt blew my thoughts. We're going to be speaking approximately Bitcoin. We are going to be talking about the financial system. And most significantly, we are going to be speaking about a few massive updates regarding XRP multifunctional video. All of which goes to play a widespread function in how all people makes use of XRP and the destiny and how they view it as nicely. Now, first, we definitely need to examine the US financial system and greater particularly layoffs, because this tells a really vital story. It truly is going to be gambling into the crypto marketplace for the next couple of months, which most of you possibly are not waiting for. Number one, we will see that US-based employers announced 55,000 job cuts in October, which is a 51% bounce as compared to October. And this follows 174,000 process cuts set in Q3 of 2024, 19% higher than Q3 of 2023. And in line with Challenger, Gray, and Christmas data, year so far task cut announcements are now at a large 664,000, the most for the reason the 2020 pandemic. Outside of the pandemic, planned layoffs are now at their maximum since the 2008 financial disaster. Technology, healthcare, and production groups were the #1 drivers of layoffs this 12 months. And you can see right here how this record has been simply spiking. Of direction returned in 2008 and the 2020 pandemic. Things have been quite a piece extra crazy. However, nonetheless, we are starting to see a piece extra movement in those markets, which is looking quite just like 2015, 2016, if you men do take into account that point. Now, many humans are questioning, what is this going to intend for the financial system? And, well, I, without a doubt, have a few quite surprising information about that we're going to talk approximately with XRP pretty quickly. And it's likely no longer what you men are thinking. You know, it's honestly, there's quite a few miles on the give up of the tunnel, so to speak. And loads of tremendous things on the way for XRP and the rest of the crypto market. But I digress. Allows get into gold charges, because gold expenses are a pretty excellent indicator of the way humans feel about the economy as nicely. Generally speaking, humans buy increasingly more gold in the course of times of financial uncertainty. So how gold is appearing is clearly crucial. We can see here, historically, gold has traded inversely to the US greenback and treasury yields. A more potent US dollar makes gold extra high price for foreign traders and decreases call for. Higher treasury yields increases the opportunity cost of holding gold, but something changed in September. Even because the US dollar index has surged in a straight line better, gold charges are preserving up. The 10 to 12 months observed yield is up vastly 90 foundation points because the Fed started out reducing quotes. Still dips in gold fees are being sold and the historic run continues. But why? Well, the primary rationalization is that gold markets are pricing in a rebound of inflation. In the beneath thread, that changed into already defined. However, we could see that markets are watching for another ability change conflict between China and America. And the last time price lists had been imposed became 2019, with 550 billion of Chinese goods being impacted. They retaliated with price lists on $75 billion of US merchandise. More tariffs are coming. In other phrases, we're in all likelihood to see a big trade battle occur here, because one factor that China and Russia are doing right now is they're raising their stockpiles of gold through a huge margin. And so if gold is threatened in any capability, that is going to motive loads of unrest between those countries that are each superpowers and have a large exchange between the two of them. And so but to see exactly how that is going to unfold, how gold goes to be impacted and wherein human beings really position their cash. But I am making a bet on cryptocurrency men. I assume that crypto is going to be the guess that everybody is going to want to place their cash into right here, due to the fact properly it's free from these sorts of markets and the form of corruption that you're going to look from governments in these forms of situations. That's without a doubt crucial. And talking of that, we will see MicroStrategy or Michael Saylor sold every other $51,780 Bitcoin, really worth $4.6 billion. Bitcoin not handiest is seen as a wealth upkeep technique for a number of unique international locations, but now it's without a doubt just conserving a lot better than the US dollar or quite a great deal every other currency. It truly is accessible. And it honestly is just appreciating in charge, which suggests that, yeah, it is probably extra profitable to get worried in due to the fact there may be no country nation. It really is backing it and printing billions of Bitcoin or trillions of Bitcoin like we do with the US greenback all of the time. Now, before we get into the XRP information, that is without a doubt mind-blowing. I do need to bring a quick word from modern day video sponsor. That's bc.recreation. That's a notable new GameFi having a bet platform that you guys can all participate in. They have a number of amusing video games, much like Candy Crush, as you could see proper right here. Or there's different ones like this, Gates of Olympus are laugh games, and additionally they do have sports betting as well. One latest instance, the Mike Tyson vs Jake Paul combat, which a path you may have locked in bets for on combat night time, and each single other large combat in addition they do have bets on as nicely. They additionally do have NBA having a bet, and among many other sports activities too. So in case you're inquisitive about a platform like this, please take a look at the link down underneath, and permits get back to the video here. So So something large goes on right here. Okay, Tristan, for the first time ever, one Bitcoin is now really worth extra than the average US retirement savings. As we are able to see right here, retirement money owed, 86. 9, that's the common across the United States of America as of 2022. The remaining time that we were given facts in this proper that could be a truly big deal due to the fact Bitcoin is now worth more than that. One Bitcoin is worth more than that. And I recognize people which are now enforcing Bitcoin retirement strategies. You've got our RRSPs, which can be collecting Bitcoin now. So much more. It is honestly insane that that is wherein we're these days. But states they're shopping for Bitcoin to, you already know, help their retirement money owed buying Bitcoin. We have Bitcoin ETFs. All of this is now to be had. And now one Bitcoin worth greater than the average US retirement financial savings. And I assume it is only going to go up from here. I assume there may be going to be a time where one Bitcoin is really worth extra than 5x the average US retirement financial savings based totally off of these figures that we are seeing right here nowadays. And so I'm really excited to hear how this adjustments as time is going on. Now, with that being said, I want to share a brief message from Brad Garlinghouse here because it shares a truly critical and vital factor that I think all of you guys surely simply want to listen. Let's move ahead and play this clip real brief. Listen up. Forget about, frankly, earlier than the SEC were given worried in the crypto markets. XRP turned into the second one maximum treasured virtual asset in advance of ETH. And then the SEC were given concerned and said, hey, we assume ETH might be okay. And ETH went up, after which they sued Ripple, and XRP went down. This is not how our government is meant to paint things. We're first down a level gambling field and feature equal opportunity. We shouldn't have our government selecting winners and losers on this regard. We think in the end we'll be successful and that will sort itself out, but for now it's irritating for the community, and I just like the way you characterize it for the XRP family. The XRP circle of relatives, that's what we're, man. We have been through thick and thin, however we have made it via, and we've got pop out an awful lot higher in my factor of view. And so he introduced up a genuinely essential point right here. XRP, honestly, for a totally quick factor in time, very quick, like actually a day, became simply the primary crypto, which Brad did not mention here, however. It changed into the second one most precious virtual asset for a very long term. And it held that spot, and it was handy as taken over all over again as soon as the SEC were given worried. And so now that the SEC is now not going to be worried, horrific Garlinghouse is filing his resignation, all of that, I do think he brings up a simply excellent point right here, due to the fact I do suppose that XRP will reclaim that quantity 2 spot. Now, I want to reveal you men why I assume that. If we observe the pre-crypto charts right here today, we will see Bitcoin, yeah, it's getting a little bit of effective price movement proper. It's up 1.58%, but maintain on a second. Let's look at what XRP is doing. I suggest in the closing week, XRP has massively outperformed everything in the crypto market.